What's happening? Slap City. We are back, and in this video, we're going to break down the Luke Simonds versus Alan Klingbeil fight from Power Slap 13. So, Klingbeil is about to fight for the belt at 16 against Wolverine. So, and Luke was about to fight Turpin, but obviously that's not happening anymore. So, this one I was planning on doing. I think that there were no shortage of fouls, which is a little ironic because historically, as far as actual calls go, two of the cleaner strikers on the roster, and I should clarify that. I should clarify that. Like, as far as slaps and slap placement, two of the cleaner strikers historically that you'll see. But yeah, anyway, so this was a good match. When these two fight, typically it's exciting. Luke, every fight he's in, he's the first fight on the prelims, and don't get it twisted. There is a reason for that. There is a reason for that, and that is because he's exciting. His matches are always exciting, and whether they're controversial or not, which this one certainly was, they're exciting. And same goes for Klingbeil for the most part. For the most part. I mean, he had that one stinker against what the hell is his name? Colton Cole, I believe, where he just wouldn't stop flinching. That one was a stinker, but that wasn't even Klingbeil's fault. So yeah, I mean, he's usually in exciting fights. So look at him. They're already talking shit. There was some beef. They've already fought before, and Klingbeil has been open and said that he thought he won that match. And while I don't remember scoring it for him, it was close. So, I mean, I'm not going to completely write that off. Maybe there is some validity to that. So, definitely some high emotions coming into this one. And fights are always better when there's some sort of bad blood. Not even bad blood, but just like shit talking. Like, I mean, I get it. A good fight is a good fight, but when it's a cool matchup, I can't believe I just gave it. When it's a kumbaya matchup and the two are just like friends or like there's no shit talking or anything, it's just not as good, at least for me. I don't know if other people would agree with that, but words cannot describe how big of a win this was for Klingbeil. That's the reason he got the match against Wolverine. And I mean, it was a highlight knockout. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was an impressive knockout. So we're going to go over all that. I mean, I've seen tons of comments on this video alone about him flinching. And I do remember in real time thinking that it was a flinch. Haven't rewatched this in a minute. I always watch it like live because I'm like, obviously I'm watching it live. And then usually I'm turning up with my friends if I'm not there. So I'll always rewatch it, usually like right after or the next day. But I haven't seen this one in a minute. So we're going to go over it. No lines in this one. I'm just trying to get videos out more often. And those breakdowns just take so long. So going to be mixing these in, but I'll pause it and I'm going to break it down like I always do. So yeah, anyway, with that said, let's get into it. We can skip a little bit. It's yet another rainy day in South Florida here. I was going to go to happy hour, but we're just going to break down fights instead. So who won the toss here? I forget. I think Luke won the toss. Yeah, Luke won the toss, so he's striking first.
That honor goes to Luke Simonds.
It still blows my mind that only 51% of the coin toss winners eventually win the match.
It's split. It's almost even.
Yeah, that's insane. That's an insane stat.
Goes first. His last two matches, as I said on the.
So Luke on this one went right on one, and he doesn't normally do that. I hated that.
Walk on one, ended by KO. Gonna go on one. Risky. Oh.
Stumbles him hard. Looks
bad flinch.
or a club.
But he was all over the place. Alan Klingbeil.
Okay. What the hell just happened? We might have to watch that back. Hold up. So, first of all, it looked funky to me, and it looked like a flinch to me. It definitely looked like a flinch to me. I remember that in real time, and it still looked like a flinch to me here. It also looked like a club, and so this is sticky. Like, we have to get into this. We'll watch the replays and shit too, but yeah, he made Klingbeil do the Dougie there. I'm not gonna lie. That was wild that Klingbeil was able to take that and stay on his feet. This guy has a chin. He has a good chin, and he has very good stage presence. So, like, instantly, he just is like, "Oh, I'm okay." Like, he does I mean, he needs to work on his, like, woo, so to speak, in my opinion, but, yeah, that was wild. So let's take a closer look. Okay. Doesn't look as bad from that angle. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looked way worse in real time, but yeah, I mean, that hold up, hold up. Alright, we gotta run that one back. I want this other angle. Alright, we want this angle. So, Klingbeil is kinda known for this. He definitely fades away. He does. He he usually has pretty good timing, like, a it's not always easy to notice in real time. Excuse me. But, yeah, let's take a look. Boom, stop it here. Okay. The heel of the hand, if you watch the channel, can land on the chin, but it can't go further, or else that's a club. So that's exactly what you see here. And they end up calling a club here, but typically when somebody flinches, you're not supposed to call a club because a flinch can cause a club. Now, this one is way more complicated than you would think because they end up calling a club here when there was clear movement from Klingbeil. So right off the bat, it's like if you're not going to call it flinch, then you shouldn't call the club and you should just let it go, or call a flinch and make him take another one, which would suck for Klingbeil because he was pretty fucking rocked on that. But on this one, so when Klingbeil moves, there's levels to flinching. Like there's different types of flinches. You can like dip, you can fade, you can tilt into it, you can lean into it, you can just straight up block the path to the target with your shoulders. That's still a flinch too. So not every flinch is equal. There are flinches that are worse than others, and a flinch, like you're allowed to move a little bit. Think about it. You're taking a strike to the face with no I mean, defense to a certain degree with how you're standing, but for the most part, an unobstructed strike to the face. And so a little bit of movement is understandable. It just can't affect the power of the strike. When Klingbeil flinches, so to speak, if he flinches, he does more of like the Godfrey, where like you fade away, and that will not make you miss deep. If anything, it'll make you land less of your hand. So I think that he was thinking that it was just so deep that even if Klingbeil stayed still, it would have been deep and would have been a club. That's the only reason I could see not excuse me. That's the only reason I could see not to call flinch here. But I mean, right there, obviously, that was deep, palmy. That was like the trifecta of clubbing. So yeah, they end up calling a club here. So didn't matter anyway. But in a 3-round fight, that's virtually a death sentence if this were to go the distance, which their last one did. So not a good start for Luke. He seemed off there, and I did not like the right arm one. So Klingbeil has, I believe it's 2 minutes to recover, but it's already been a while. So when you get fouled, okay. So all right, I have to back up a little bit. So with like the reaction of the defender, which is half the criteria of judging. If Klingbeil lands a clean slap here because of the foul, that's a 10-8 round. So whether or not he seems affected by this strike means absolutely nothing to the scoring of the round. As long as he lands a clean slap, that is a 10-8 for Klingbeil. So when you get clubbed like that, you should take absolutely every second of the break because it does not matter. It doesn't. So just one, give yourself a chance to recover, and two, make your opponent stand at the podium, at the table, whatever you call it, and think about the hammer that they are about to take. All right, so Klingbeil, round one. Oh, and Klingbeil, he had a different strike, and I loved it. We'll go into it a little bit more after, but.
Clean slap. He takes the round 10-8.
Okay, Blue, hand and count.
Right hand on 3. Look at the left side of his face.
Oh, yeah. Right hand
Looks like a tomato.
You must measure.
Right on
There's your
3,
measure.
Klingbeil.
So generally not as much power on Klingbeil, but look at this. Oh! Sits him down! Oh! Just when I said it. They're telling him to stay still. Bordeaux's like, sit down, don't move. He's like, I'm good, ref.
Holy cow. That's how you want to start tonight, Bisping.
Hey, fair play to Klingbeil. Gets clubbed, gets robbed.
Okay. Massive shot from Klingbeil there. Excuse me, sorry. That looked like a club to me too. So we're going to take a look. First of all, we're going to watch that back on mute, and I'm going to talk through it because there is a lot to go over there. So his windup was different. He normally does the really fast one, and there's something to be said for like catching your opponent off guard, but there's also something to be said for landing an absolute hammer right on the button. So I love this from him. So yeah, love the placement. Okay, puts him on his ass. Now watch Luke. He gets up way too quick here. He fucked up here. Like they could have honestly stopped it there. Look at he's stumbling. Look at Bordeaux. That is excellent coaching from Bordeaux. And Luke finally stops, collects himself, able to do the sidestep. Yeah. He saved his ass there. He fucked up and he saved it. Excellent coaching from Bordeaux there. Excellent. But it did look like a club because he didn't get all the way through it. Hold up. All right. Anytime you see somebody slap and their arm gets stuck and they don't like immediately go through, pretty good sign that they landed deep and there was probably a club. And that's what I remember seeing here. So let's take a closer look. Okay, stop it there. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty close. The heel of his hand looks like it gets caught like right here. Like right like here, which technically would be a club. Now let's watch the follow through. You see how look at so this is like see how he gets stuck there? He can't get through it, which is generally the sign of a club. Let's look at the other angle. Didn't look as bad from that angle. Yeah, I think it was close. Wouldn't have ended up mattering.
Clubbing penalty.
Okay, right hand on 3.
That will likely.
Right on 3 for Luke. He switched back.
There's your measure.
Yes. Agreed.
1, 2.
Klingbeil eats it again. Luke thought he.
Okay. Decent strike from Luke. Klingbeil able to munch on it. Look at him. Look at him. This is stage presence 101. Like he gets it. He gets it. Hold up. Now, that also looked like a bit of a flinch to me. It didn't look as bad as the first one, but let's see. That doesn't look that bad. I think that one's fine. Stumbles him a little bit, but able to eat it. A little bit of movement. So that's one thing that I actually like against Wolverine for Klingbeil. I mean, the fact that he's able to time and like that one, I mean, technically probably a flinch, but that was way better timed. And if you're able to get away with that, again, won't make you miss deep. It'll make you land less of your hand. And for Wolverine, when he's not having success, it's because he's not landing his whole hand. So if Klingbeil is able to get away with that in their match, I mean, and Wolverine is not able to land his whole hand, I really like his chances. Technically, I think that probably was a little bit of a flinch, but I'm cool with letting that one go. I don't think it was that bad. And it looked like Luke still landed. So round 2, Klingbeil.
Right hand on
They
three.
do try and
Right hand
roll
on
with the
three.
shots, which is a very risky maneuver, but so far he's getting
It
away
is.
with it.
It
All right,
is.
There's your
Klingbeil.
measure.
He's back, round 2. And he didn't really get hurt that round.
1,
He's fast.
2.
Go to sleep. Give him a pillow. That's it. He hit him.
Holy shit. Okay. First of all, that was the quickest stoppage I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it wasn't a bad stoppage. Look at how fucked up Luke is. But that was like instant. I mean, he wasn't out cold and he just instantly waved it. So, I mean, I don't think it was a bad stoppage. There was a 0% chance he was fit to continue. But I didn't even notice how quick they stopped that one. That was an absolute hammer. Okay. A hammer. Let's take a closer look. Boom. Okay, still gets stuck on it a little bit. Holy shit, look at the snot bubble on that. That's fucking great. These cameras are crazy. So he still got through it. The other one, like his hand didn't even make it 50% through its swing. That's how I honestly know that that first one was a club. Let's take a look at this angle. This is a good one. Okay, stop it here. You have to be able to find the wrist and then know that the heel of the hand is directly above it. That's why, like, if you watch like Slap Fight Championship, they wear tape on their wrist for that exact reason. Because you know that if the tape is disappearing from this angle, then it's too deep. I think that this one is just right on the button and landing your whole fucking hand. Look at that snot bubble, dude. That's crazy. Okay, so if you watch my last reaction video, I set the line on how many people Power Slap called before they called Stevie Ellis. I think I already forgot his name. That's how crazy that was. But yeah, so I'm gonna set it's actually fun to do this. I might set the line on how many snot bubbles we see on knockouts at Power Slap 15. That was wild. God damn, that was a hammer. Yeah, I mean, Klingbeil doesn't move his feet at all. Like none whatsoever. I think that this is definitely a fair blow. And a hammer at that. I mean, Luke has a chin. He has a chin, and this is the most rocked we've ever seen him. Like, not even close. So, Klingbeil has sneaky power. It was the biggest win of his career. It was. It just was. I don't care what anybody says. This was the biggest win of his career. Yeah. And he got to avenge a loss that he already had. So, the first round, I mean, yeah, I think that they probably should have called a flinch there, but they let it go. So when you're looking at like post fight fouls, like what if, at the end of the day, once the fight is over, the fight is over. Whether or not they call the foul or not, you can't hold that against somebody as far as like whether or not they get a title shot after a win. So to me, the second you're not doing the Turpin versus Wolverine, rematch, then Klingbeil is the clear choice, like the clear choice. So yeah, congrats to him. Absolutely massive win. And then for Luke, I mean, he clearly Power Slap likes him because they were about to give him a co-main event against Austin Turpin. Like they did give him that, but unfortunately he had to pull out. So he'll be back. And he, don't get it twisted, he is still a fucking problem. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to this Klingbeil Wolverine match. So yeah, I don't necessarily see him knocking Wolverine out, but if he's able to extend the fight to a decision, I think he wins, and I think he becomes the light heavyweight champ. So we shall see. We shall see. It was a good scrap, not without its fair share of what ifs, but hey, that's Power Slap for you, baby. Yeah, anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.